You know, recently I got paid, so I decided to finally download this very controversial um, video game title known as Popeye. And everybody from Angry Joe to Rerez covered it as probably being one of the worst games they've ever played. Mostly, mostly due to the fact that it felt like, the graphics were very um, underutilized. Basically, they were not to par to what we get nowadays, and the fact that it was a poorly remade adaptation of the original Popeye arcade. But the other thing that got them to kind of worry about the fact that this could be a bad game was the price, because in both the Switch store and because both in the Switch and the PS4 stores, what I'm trying to say, the price range for it originally when it came out last year in November was $12.99, $13. Well, to say that that dropped significantly over the past couple of months is saying something, because this past week it dropped significantly in both stores. In the first one I bought it at, the Nintendo Switch eShop, it dropped from $12.99 to $2.59. And since I had some E-points, if you will, 60 E-points, coin points, whatever they call it, I was able to get it for basically $2, basically $1.99. But you would think, oh, that's a steal for a game that is looked at as probably one of the worst. Well, it wasn't the only steal, if you will, because the other version I got of it, the PS4 version, dropped to $3.59. Yeah, it dropped to $3.59, and I bought that as well. So for the equivalent of $5.60, I bought two different versions of the same game, or two different platform versions, console versions. And to say that, we should have saw this coming would be an understatement, because I think when you have mostly every video game reviewer out there, calling it and listing it as one of the worst games they've played, calling it out for the fact that the backgrounds that it has in the games, the environment, were taken from polygon packs and stuff, as well as even the Popeye and Olive and Brutus and Sea Hag and Vulture models were taken from certain areas as well. Yeah, it's understandable that the reaction, the backlash to it would be enough for both Sony and Nintendo to be like, yeah, at least for 1 week, maybe we should reduce this down so we can get it out of here. Or basically make up for the money that they lost when they agreed to distribute it, sell it, if you will, to the masses. So, basically I got it for essentially $7, and I basically got it for less than $7.30. I got it. Well, long story short, hold on first. Like I said, I got it for $7.37 less than what it originally was priced at, and that's both versions. Now, as far as the gameplay goes, it's similar to on both consoles, very similar. I will agree that a lot of the issues that they talk about, are present. I will say that the PS4 version seems to be a little bit more smoother, since that's of course, a higher quality. I wouldn't say higher quality, but a more high performance console. So the version on it, the PS4 Pro and the PS5, they obviously run smoother than on the Switch. And it's noticeable. You can notice the difference between the two. But yeah, the issues are there. The issues are there that people have talked about. There's sometimes when I played the game on both versions that when I would go to try to reach for the spinach for Popeye to eat, it would disappear. The moment I'm trying to reach for it, it would disappear. But then it would reappear later. So, yeah, like I said, there are a lot of the issues that they addressed. But, you know, to me, you know, I look at it this way. It's a time killer. Especially if you got the Switch version, you know, it's a time killer. Because what you could do is if you take the Switch on the road or on the plane, and you want a game besides maybe the ones you already have on there, to buy the time for you, you know, something that you can get to very quickly. The Popeye game is probably the best option in my opinion. Or at least one of the best options. Now, yes, like I said, it is, you know, a remade adaptation of the original arcade. And there are some things in there that weren't in there before, that shouldn't be in there. And there are some things that were, you know, detracted, that should not have been detracted. So, I'll put it this way. I'll look at this game as basically a time, you know, a time waster, if you will. It's like a time filler. Time waster, filler, if you will. You know, that's what I'll look at. That's what I'll look at it as. It's a fun game. It's good. Don't get me wrong. You know, like I said, when you want to kill some time and everything, but, you know, that's all it really is. It's a fun little glitched up, you know, bottom of the barrel, budgety little time filler, killer, waster that you can play on your Switch, you know, depending on where you are or whatever. So yeah, I agree. There's a lot of what Angry Joe and Other Joe and Shane and Shane and his friend over at Rerez pointed out that are very noticeable. There's no doubt. But yeah, if you, out of curiosity, if you want to try it out for yourself, right now on the Switch, and you know on the Switch at the eShop there, you can get it for $2.59, if not less, depending on how many coin points you have. And it's for $3.59 on the PlayStation Store, or less, depending on whatever redemption points you have. So overall, like I said, it's an okay, you know, time waster filler of a game that you can play, especially if you have the Switch version, when you're out and about, you know, doing long travels and, you know, long flights or something like that. But let me know what your thoughts are on the Popeye game that was released on PS4, PS5, PS4 Pro, and Switch. Did you play it? How do you feel about it? Let me know down below in the comments, as well as in the live chat during the premiere, where Super Chats and Super Stickers will be open and will be appreciated. And until next time, guys, also check me out at VENMO at Brian-Warmer-2 and at Cash App at BWRoses98. But until next time, guys, again, let me know what your thoughts are, and I'm out.